It's time for Rebel Builds ARK Survival Evolved. This is part 2 in a series for a tribe-shared crafting hall in the shape of a lighthouse. Stage 2 will continue work on the base, which is the first third of the lighthouse. Now let's look over what's been done before. We've started our foundation, and we've added our walls for the first 2 floors. Next up, I have a diagram for our next stage. We'll require 24 triangle ceilings, 23 square ceilings, 2 ramps, 2 doorways, 2 doors, and 6 walls. What we'll be doing is we'll be adding into the ends over here. I believe that should be 62 walls. Yep, that should be 62 walls. Stage 2 is the light blue color on top of stage 1, which is a dark blue color. We're going to build a ring ceiling in which the industrial forge will fit in the center, with a ramp going upwards to each level, and then another set of double walls to go up to the next floor, which will be the 3rd floor, along with some walls on the entrance and the exit as well. Scaffolding, again, we're going to continue the scaffolding and our ability to walk through it. Switching back to ARK now, let's get to work. We're going to start with the ceiling and the ramp. And the easiest way to get that going is right here. We want this triangle ceiling to be down below. And our first ramp, wait, nope, wrong one. We want to skip this foundation, this ceiling, put that ceiling, and then the ramp leading down, attaching to this triangle piece, and then a second ramp coming down from the triangle piece, which it declines to do. There we go. I believe that ceiling piece clears our heads perfectly fine. And now we continue the same pattern that we used for our foundation. Going around in the ring and filling it in. And continuing the pattern of me pushing the wrong button. If you have a ceiling go sideways like that on you, skip one, put up that ceiling, and then the next one is more likely to lock itself in place. If it doesn't, sometimes you just have to work on the camera angle a little bit, get directly under it, fight with it going in the wrong direction. There we go. A lot of times, because the square ceiling pieces go a little squirrely when I attach them to the triangle pieces, I have a tendency to skip the triangles and just go straight to all the squares. And then come back and fill in the triangles. See that? See how much easier that was? And I'm falling down a hole. And now that I filled in all the square pieces, it's easier to get the triangles to fit in. And now we have our first ring. For some reason, this one didn't snap very good. I believe it's a triangle piece that messed up. Let's try that again. There we go, that's better. So the industrial forge will be sticking up 6 floors, technically 3 if you make them 2 walls high, through this center hole. The next thing we want to do is get our walls double high up, along with two doorways. The doorways and the doors, let's see. Go up first. And then after that we grab our walls. And it should be 62 walls, not 6. I'm not sure if I can move with that. Yep, barely. Oh, I can put these ramps away. I made extra. That's better. We might as well start with the gate itself. Which is strangely facing the wrong direction. And you see how we, whoops, can't reach. What I like to do is use a grappling hook. And we'll go grab one of those after I put down some walls to ease my burden here. So the way this pattern works is I'm building the walls 1 floor ahead before I build the ceiling. The next set of ceiling pieces and the next ring will go in between where the walls are painted and where they're not. There we go. And now we need to get the entranceways. I'll show two methods for getting walls up super high where you can't reach. And we'll take the paint with us so we can paint while we're there. I have a crossbow with a reusable grappling hook on it. We'll grab our paint and we'll grab some spare ramps. So this is my lesser favorite method of doing this. You grab your crossbow, use your grappling hook, press the left button to wheel yourself up, and then try to place your wall. 2. As you can see, it's a little tricky because it gets very bouncy very quickly. Definitely not my favorite way to do this. Although it's not as bad as trying to do it while you're on a flyer. And now you press your right mouse button until you're at a safe height. Press C to release your hook. The other way to work on a wall that's too high is to build a temporary scaffolding. Let's see, I believe we have room for 2. We can get up higher. And we can get our walls up. Now this side doesn't actually have walls that are going to go up higher, so we don't have to worry about it. But this is how that would work. And then you just pick up your ramps when you're done with them. You want to be careful. Make sure to look in the center that it's actually the glass ramp that you're picking up and not a wall by mistake. Finally, there's one last trick I want to talk about, which involves tribe management. Generally speaking, when you want to have a tribe of people and you're recruiting people that you don't know very well, or putting together a whole new tribe from a bunch of strangers, you want to protect them all from each other. And generally what that means is that you set your creature ownership to personally owned tribe ridden. Your tame settings are to personal taming. Your structure ownership is personally owned tribe snap, personally owned personal snap. Locks and pin codes should be personal locks and pin codes, and unclaiming creatures should be only admins can unclaim. Now when you do this, what happens is, when you build a structure and you look at a piece of it, like we're looking at the gate, this shows that the owner is the tribe Sea of Stars, but the personal owner is Rebelweasel. What this means is if somebody that's in my tribe, Sea of Stars, comes here and tries to open this door, it will not open for them. It will remain locked because it's pin coded according to personal ownership rather than tribe ownership. But there's a trick to this. I am building this craft hall so that everybody in my tribe can use it, right? But everybody in my tribe doesn't need to use the foundation, the wall, the ceiling. They do need to use the crafting stations and the doors. So what I do is I temporarily change my tribe governorship. Structure ownership would be tribe owned and admin demolished. I update the tribe governance and exit out of it, and then I pick up the gate, and then I put the gate back down again, and now you see the owner is Sea of Stars, not Rebelweasel. Anybody in my tribe will be able to operate and use this gate. So when you're creating a tribe shared building that you want other people in your tribe to be able to use, do the building pieces while your tribe governance is set to tribe owned, and then set your doors set up so that tribe members can open and close them without having to put a pin lock in. Generally speaking, if you have builders in your group who are building for the entire tribe on a base and assisting, you can make them admins so that they can make these changes themselves. And don't forget, once you're done putting down whatever it is that you want to be tribe shared, you go to your tribe manager and governance, and you go back to structure ownership, personally owned, personal snap, locks and pin codes, personal locks and pin codes, and update tribe governance. And that's how to set up a building that's shared for a tribe without giving away everything that you own personally. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.